Hello, I am Dr. Sigarkanti. In this video, we study Bernoulli's distribution. Bernoulli's experiment. Bernoulli's experiment is, suppose a random experiment has two outcomes. Say we say that these outcomes are success and failure. And let probability success be P and probability of the failure B is Q. And definitely Q is nothing but 1 minus P. Such an experiment is called Bernoulli's experiment. Okay. And here, suppose Bernoulli's experiment is conducted n times and the variable xi, I from 1 to n, takes the values 1 or 0. So that is 1 we take for success and 0 is for the failure. Then the xi is a Bernoulli's variate with parameter p. It denotes the number of successes in the ith experiment. And we have sigma p of x is equal to q to the power of n. This is binomial, binomial distribution. Q to the power of n plus nc1 q to the power of n minus 1 into p plus nc2 q to the power of n minus 2 into p square up to last term is p to the power of n. This is nothing but p plus q to the power of n. But we have p plus q is equal to 1. Okay, so q equal to 1 minus p. Therefore, p plus q equal to 1. 1 to the power of n equal to 1. That is sigma p of x is equal to 1. This is the Bernoulli's theorem. The probability of x success in n trials is equal to ncx p to the power of x into q to the power of n minus x, where p is the probability of success and q is the probability of failures. So that is, if p is the probability of success, then probability of x is x success is equal to p to the power of x. And q is the probability of failures. Probability of n minus x failures is given by q to the power of n minus x. And probability of simultaneous happenings is nothing but p raised to x and into q to the power of n minus x. And x successes in n trials occur in total ncx ways. Therefore, probability of x success in n trials is equal to ncx into p to the power of x into q to the power of n minus x. Okay. Now we find mean and standard deviation of the Bernoulli distribution. So here mean is defined as mean equal to mu equal to sigma x from 0 to n x into p of x. This is our definition of mean. This is equal to x from 0 to n x into p of x is given by ncx p raised to x into q to the power of n minus x. This is equal to sigma 0 to n x as it is. Ncx can be written as n factorial divided by x factorial into n minus x factorial. N factorial divided by x factorial into n minus x factorial. This is our ncx into p raised to x into q to the power of n minus x. This is equal to sigma x. I will keep this as it is. N factorial can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial. Okay, because 10 factorial is nothing but 10 into 9 into 8 into up to 1. Wherever we stop, we put a factorial sign there. That is 10 factorial can be written as 10 into 9 factorial or 10 into 9 into 8 factorial or 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 factorial. So for my convenience, I am writing this as n into n minus 1 factorial divided by, similarly, x factorial can be written as x into x minus 1 factorial into this n minus x factorial as it is into p to the power of x into q to the power of n minus x. So here x gets cancelled, xx gets cancelled, and I will write this n outside. N into, I will write 1p outside, p raised to x is there, I will write 1p outside into sigma. What remains in the within this sigma? X gets cancelled, n I have written outside. In the numerator I am getting n minus 1 factorial. In the denominator we have x minus 1 factorial into n minus x factorial. I will write this x minus 1 factorial as it is. N minus x can be written as, I am writing this as n minus 1 minus x minus 1, because minus into minus plus 1 gets plus 1, plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled, n minus x remains here. So that means here, instead of writing n minus x, I am writing this as n minus 1 minus x minus 1 factorial into p to the power of, 1p I have written outside, this becomes x minus 1 into q to the power of n minus x. Again I will write this n minus x as n minus 1 minus x minus 1. So this is equal to np into, this is nothing but that, just assume that in place of n minus 1 I have n and in place of x minus 1 we have x. Then this is nothing but the n minus 1 power of p plus q. That is this binomial term, we can have this as p plus q to the power of n minus 1. This is equal to np. Q plus p equal to 1. So this is equal to np. So that is here my mean mu is equal to n into p. And then I will go for the variance. Variance p is defined as sigma x from 0 to n x square into px minus mu square. Okay, this is the definition. I will simplify this. First consider this quantity. Consider sigma x from 0 to n x square into px. This is equal to sigma 0 to n. I am writing this x square as x into x minus 1 plus x. This is nothing but x square. See here, x into x is x square minus x plus x. That is, I am adding x and I am subtracting x. I am writing in this form. And I can write this as the sum of the two summations here. That is x into x minus 1 into px one term, x into px another term. That is sigma x from 0 to n x into x minus 1 px plus sigma 0 to n x into px. This is equal to sigma x into x minus 1 into px plus the summation. Already we have got this here. This is nothing but our mean here. This is equal to n into p. Now again, this quantity, that is sigma x from 0 to n x into x minus 1 into p of x, means it is nothing but ncx p raised to x q to the power of n minus x plus np. This is equal to sigma x from 0 to n x into x minus 1 as it is ncx p raised to x into q to the power of n minus x is there. Ncx means n factorial divided by n minus x factorial into x factorial into p raised to x q raised to n minus x plus this np as it is. Again I will write x into x minus 1 as it is. I will write n factorial as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial. And in the denominator we have n minus x factorial is there. I will write this n minus x as n minus 2 minus x minus 2. That is adding 2 and subtracting 2 and writing in this form. Into x factorial is there. I will write x factorial as x into x minus 1 into x minus 2 factorial into p raised to x q to the power of n minus x plus np as it is. So here x minus 1, x into x minus 1, x into x minus 1 gets cancelled. Okay. And then, so this gets cancelled. What remains here? In the numerator we have n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial. I will write this n into n minus 1 outside the summation side into, in the numerator, n minus 2 factorial divided by n minus 2 minus x minus 2 factorial into, this gets cancelled here, denominator x minus 2 factorial into, I will write p to the power of x as p square into p to the power of x minus 2. And I'll write this n minus x as n minus 2 minus x minus 2. That is adding 2 and subtracting 2. Plus this np as it is. This is equal to n into n minus 1, and I can write this p square outside here. Then what is this? This is nothing but, that is here, n minus 2 factorial divided by n minus 2 minus x minus 2 factorial, x minus 2 factorial, p to the power of x minus 2, q to the power of n minus 2 minus x minus 2. Okay. So that is in place of n I have n minus 2. Therefore, this is nothing but p plus q to the power of n minus 2. So this is our p plus q to the power of n minus 2 plus np as it is. But here p plus q equal to 1. So therefore, n into n is n square into p square. N into minus 1 is minus n into p square plus this np. So this is our summation x square into p of x. Okay. Now, variance is given by summation x square px minus mu square. This is equal to summation x square px is given by n square p square minus np square plus np minus mu square. Already I have got mu equal to n into p. Mu square is np square. That is n square p square. Now this n square p square gets cancelled. What remains is minus np square plus np. Or taking np common factor, 1 minus p. Np common factor 1 minus p. This is equal to np into, what is 1 minus p? 1 minus p is nothing but q. So that is here variance v is given by npq. And we have standard deviation is nothing but the square root of variance. That is square root of npq. So we have mean is equal to np. This for binomial distribution we have mean equal to np and variance is equal to npq. Standard deviation is square root of npq. Okay. Now we go for examples. 10 eggs are drawn successively with replacement from a lot containing 10% defective eggs. Find the probability that there are at least one defective egg. So here we take, let x be the number of defective eggs in the 10 eggs. So we have drawn 10 eggs here with replacement one after the other. Let x be the number of defective eggs in the drawn 10 eggs. Now since the drawing is with replacement, therefore the trials are Bernoulli trials. And x has the binomial distribution with n equal to 10. That is the number of trials are 10. And p is equal to 10 by 100. 10 by, that is here 10% defective eggs are there. That is getting a defective egg is we call this as a success. Okay. So that is 10 by 100. This is equal to 1 by 10. The lot consisting of 10% of the defective eggs. And drawing a defective egg, I called this as a success. So therefore, getting a defective egg is 10%. That is 10 by 100. This is equal to 1 by 10. P equal to 1 by 10. And my Q is 1 minus P. 1 minus 1 by 10. This is equal to 9 by 10. That is, this is the probability of getting a defective egg. And this is the probability of getting non-defective egg. Now what I have to find out? We have to find the probability that there are at least one defective egg. So that means I have to find out probability of at least one defective egg. That is P of x greater than or equal to 1. So that means here x greater than or equal to 1 means P of x equal to 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 plus P of 4 plus up to P of 10 I have to find out. Instead of doing this, so that means here we may have the possibilities, we may not get defective egg there. That means x may take the value 0. 1 defective egg 1. 2 defective egg 2. Like this. Okay. So here P of x greater than or equal to 1 means we can write this as 1 minus P of x equal to 0. 1 means this is the sum of the probabilities. Sum of the probability is 1. And if I subtract from 1, P of x equal to 0. That is no defective egg. I am subtracting. This gives P of x greater than or equal to 1. Okay. So this is equal to 1 minus P of 0 here. P of x is given by n c x p raised to x q to the power of n minus x. Here my x equal to 0, n equal to 10. Therefore, this is equal to 1 minus 10c0 p raised to 0 q raised to 10 minus 0. This is equal to 1 minus 10c0 is 1. P to the power of 0 is 1. Q to the power of 10 minus 0 is equal to q to the power of 10. This is equal to 1 minus. What is the value of q here? Q is 9 by 10. So that is here 9 by 10 to the power of 10 or 9 raised to 10 divided by 10 to the power of 10. This is the probability of at least one defective egg. Or we can find out here what are the possibilities of eggs here. The defective eggs. See, I may not get defective egg, means x equal to 0. I may get one defective egg, 1. I may get two defective egg, 2. I may get all defective eggs, that is here x equal to 10. So here, instead of doing this, you can find out P of 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 plus P of 4 up to P of 10. Okay. But that will be very lengthy. Therefore, I am using this technique here. Another example. Fit the binomial probability distribution which has mean 2 and variance is 4 by 3. That is mu equal to 2 is given. V equal to 4 by 3 is given. We have mean is NP. Mean is nothing but NP. NP equal to 2 is given. I will take this as a 1. And variance we have. Variance is NPQ. This is given 4 by 3. We take this as equation number 2. So we have to solve these two equations for NPQ, right? See, using 1 in 2. In 1 we have NP equal to 2. Substituting here, NP equal to 2. 2Q equal to 4 by 3. RQ equal to 4 by 6. Q equal to 4 by 6 means this is 2 by 3. So we have got the value of Q here. And what is P? P is nothing but 1 minus Q. This is 1 minus 2 by 3. This is 1 by 3. So we have got the value of P. We have got the value of Q. Only thing we have to find the value of N here. So you can substitute the values of P and Q here. You will find the value of N. Or we can substitute here. Put the value of P here. P is equal to 1 by 3. N into 1 by 3. Taking the cross multiplication here. N equal to 6. So I am getting N equal to 6. We have got the values of N, P, Q. And the probability function is given by NCX P raised to x into Q to the power of N minus x. This is equal to N is 6. 6CX into P is 1 by 3 to the power of x into Q is 2 by 3 to the power of N minus x. 6 minus x. This is equal to 6CX into 1 to the power of x is only 1 itself. Here 2 raised to 6 minus x. I am writing 2 raised to 6 minus x. And in the denominator we have 3 power of x, 3 power of 6 minus x. Using index laws we can write 3 to the power of x plus 6 minus x. X gets cancelled. I am getting 3 to the power of 6 in the denominator. Now if you put x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we get the corresponding probabilities here. So that is here x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then P of x is equal to. If I put x equal to 0, then I am getting 2 raised to 6 by 3 raised to 6. 6 0 is 1 here. That is 2 by 3 to the power of 6. And x equal to 1. This is our 6C1 is equal to 6. 2 raised to 5 by 3 raised to 6. And x equal to 2. This is 6C2. 6C2 is given by 6C2 is equal to 6 into 5 by 2. 6 into 5, 30 by 2 is 15. 15 into 2 to the power of 6 minus 2 is 4 divided by 3 raised to 6 plus 6C3. 6C3 equal to 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 3 factorial. Okay. Denominator 3 factorial is 6. That is 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 6. 6 gets cancelled. 5 into 4 is 20. 20 into x equal to 3. 2 raised to 3 divided by 3 raised to 6. Plus 6C5. 6C4. 6C4 is given by 6C4 is equal to 15 and 2 square by 3 raised to 6. 6C5 is equal to 6 and this is 2 raised to 1, 2 by 3 raised to 6. And C6 is equal to 1. This becomes 2 raised to 0 is 1 by 3 to the power of 6. So these are the values of x and the corresponding values of P of x. Next example. 10 coins are tossed simultaneously. Find the probability of getting at least 7 heads. 10 coins are tossed simultaneously. 10 trials. Okay. And in every trial we have either a head or a tail. Head we can take it as a getting this success. We take this as a P. And here we get here in every coin we are getting either head or tail, and such 10 trials are going on here. We take P is the probability of getting head. What is the probability of getting head in a toss of a coin? It is 1 by 2. And Q is the probability of not getting head. So that is tail. That is also 1 by 2. And let x be the probability of getting heads. Then P of x is given by NCX P raised to x q to the power of n minus x. This is NCX. P is 1 by 2 to the power of x. Q is also 1 by 2 to the power of n minus x. This is equal to NCX into 1 raised to x is 1, 1 to the power of n minus x, that is also equal to 1. Denominator 2 raised to x into 2 raised to n minus x. Using index laws, we write this as 2 to the power of x plus n minus x, that is 2 to the power of n. So NCX 1 by 2 to the power of n. This is our P of x. So here we have to find out probability of getting at least 7 heads, means P of x greater than or equal to 7. See here we are performing 10 events here, 10 trials here. What are the possibilities here? We may get no heads. We may get only 1 head, 2 head, 3 head, 4 head, 5 head, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if I get all the heads, means x can take the values from 0 to 10. I have to find out P of x greater than or equal to 7, means P of 7 plus P of 8 plus P of 9 plus P of 10. This is equal to P of 7. P of 7, that is here 10C7. 10C7 1 by 2 to the power of 10 plus P of 8. 10C8, that is 10C8 1 by 2 to the power of 10. P of 9. 10C9 1 by 2 to the power of 10. P of 10. 10C10 1 by 2 to the power of 10. That is in each term I am having 1 by 2 to the power of 10. Therefore, I am writing this 1 by 2 to the power of 10 outside. Then within the bracket I will write 10C7 plus 10C8 plus 10C9 plus 10C10. And you can simplify this value. Okay. Okay, thank you. I will stop here.